Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
From the skies of Road America and Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, Apex Racing TV brings you the Radical Esports Cup for Friday Night Radicals here from the tricky Road America. It's just under 4 miles. I am Mayor McDonald. Joined alongside me is the man, the myth, the legend, Josh Wilkie. We're on the camera controls. We're back for another round of the Radical E-Cup after it's been a great season. And when you come to a track like Road America, expect some really good racing, especially with those long straightaways. They'll be using the slipstream to make some moves. You're going to see your passes going into turn number 1, as you see on the bottom right of your screen, and then down into turn 5. You're going to see passes, and then in Canada Corner is a good opportunity in turn 12. We're in qualifying here for the Radical Esports Cup for a 12-lap race, and we got 15 drivers of arguably one of the top drivers in the Radical this season, and especially such a fun car after they did a little update since they released the car. But Friedrich, the last time I was here in the booth for Apex Racing TV, he was super fast at Laguna Seca. So you're coming to a little bit different track here at Road America. Just try to keep it nice and clean. Go up the ginormous hills to get to the start-finish line. And first lap for Friedrich will be a 1:59.7, and when I looked at the stats from a couple races ago, that's fast enough to, or 2 minutes for him, that's fast enough to put you in about the top 4, but I think we could see a drivers get into the 1:59.2s, and Christoph Lipp is the fastest driver so far in that beautiful looking Radical. Love the drivers bring out here for the Radical, just a different kind of car than what you see with your GT3s or your prototypes. So it's always cool to see what liveries people come out with. A lot of different clubs here representing iRacing. Of the DH Club, the UK&I clubs, a couple other ones that are here. But man, I tell you what, from Finland, Rantanen, always quick in that 2 minutes and 0.8, so really fast there. But we'll see what we're going to be able to get. We got 9 drivers so far that have put down a qualifying lap, with Lipp being the fastest driver of them all, with the only driver in the 1:59 bracket. But I think Friedrich might be able to get another quick lap here. So 12 laps is the distance for the race, and about those 2-minute lap times. You got to keep the tires clean, and you got to keep it calm, cool, and collected as you can get through this treacherous track, because it's so easy to make a mistake. Easy to lock the tires up here. Rantanen, turn 6, really good job getting through there. And then you don't want to scrub too much speed as you go through turn 7 and then down the hill. Get nice hard on the brakes as you get ready to go into turn 9. And roll through the carousel. Keep it nice and I want to keep it nice and tight here going through the carousel. Don't want to drift up too wide. And the biggest thing here is you got to get a good exit. So as you go through the kink in turn 11 and go through A and B, and that straightaway, if you don't carry a lot of momentum, you're not going to be able to get a good lap time in. So every driver is either a 2-minute 201 except for Lip, who has that 1:59.7, and Sauli is in that 7th spot. His last lap pretty quick, and Friedrich moves up to 2nd place with a 2 minutes and .003. So really good lap for him. Gonzaga all the way up to 4th. Sanchez moves its way up to 6th place, and we'll see what Sauli is going to be able to run. Hit that apex good. Want to use up as much of the track as you can without getting an off track. And Rantanen's going to go up that ginormous hill. I've never been here in real life, but I have some good friends that have been here. They said the hill is just ginormous, and the sim doesn't do it justice. But Sauli's lap time not better, but Lip so far on top of the board. Franco Sanchez from Peru going up the ginormous hill again. His first couple sectors were in the green, so we'll see what he'll run for his 2nd lap. Yeah, big shout out to Sanchez in the iRacing video this week. I tell you, Josh was telling me before the broadcast started that the Radicals have gotten a little bit of notice there on the iRacing videos they do. Such a great job with that series. We cover them on Sundays. There's James Berry, very fast driver, still out there working his magic in the insert name iRacing team, and just a clever driver, really good with this Radical. We see him here, I believe, most weeks, but good job by him. But still, Christoph Lip, the fastest driver so far, and the qualifying time looks like it's going to be running out soon. But Lip, just what a time to be the only driver in the 159 bracket, and qualifying has completed, and it is that 12-lap main event on a Friday night Radical Esports Cup here at Road America Live on Apex Racing TV. Here we go. The starting lineup presented by the Radical E Cup on iRacing. Christoph Lip from the DH Club, the only driver to get in that 159 bracket. What a lap. And you got Andreas Friedrich right behind him, 2/10. And then Franco Sanchez, James Berry in 4th. Kettle Larson 5th. Jorge Gonzaga in 6th. Dennis Kirkopolis 7th. Christoph Yannikis 8th. Samuri Kadora 9th. Myron Aini in 10th. Sauli Ratanen in 11th. Johannes Hesterman 12th. And then bringing up the rear of the field, Heinz Braun 13th. Kim Bjorklund 14th. And Stefan Renault in 15th. And I tell you what, I'm so excited to be back here on the call for the Radical Esports Cup on Apex Racing TV for the 2024 Season 3. It's been one heck of a season, and I know we have 15 drivers wanting to win. Lip, only driver in the 159 bracket, and Friedrich, who's always fast. But don't count out Sanchez, Berry, or Larson, or any of the other drivers left in this field, because they are fast, and it's a standing start. So you have to make sure you can roll that clutch out really good and just get a good start, because if you get down this straightaway with a little bit of speed loss compared to everybody else, you might not be able to get a good start and launch into the next position, because the starts here in iRacing is the best chances to make a pass. And Lip, who is starting on the pole for tonight's race, is in a really good spot. Could be in a rough spot, but I think the way these drivers are always running every Friday night on the Radical Esports Cup, it's going to be nice and clean. Waiting for the lights. Christoph Lip going to lead them to the green. And we're off. Great start for Friedrich as he pulls alongside Lip. But Lip is in the best spot here. You want to be on the inside, the right side, going in the corner. A couple cars going to go 3 wide. They are back to 2 wide here, going into turn number 1. Lip and Friedrich going to lead the way. Sanchez squeaks in there, and Berry also falling in line. Top 7-8 cars in a line. See Braun back there battling, but great job by Lip to get back going. There's Myron going to go single file pretty quick. It is. Lost Karakopolis there. He fell back to 15th there from the incident, but pretty much single file, which is a very narrow track here, as you see it quite a bit in the States. But great job by Lip. Sanchez looked to the inside of Friedrich, but not able to get there. Yannikis off the track a little bit with Larson pulling away. Great job by Larson to keep that going up into that sixth position. Single file all the way through, but back up to the lead. Lip trying to hold off Friedrich, just squeaks out a little bit in turn number. It was turn 6 there, and just kind of struggled a little bit, go through the carousel. And this is where, if you're Lip, you need to get a good exit on this carousel, get into the kink and try to pull away. 6/10 is the gap between first and second, so they're still in the slipstream, but when you have that opportunity, when the driver behind you makes a mistake, you got to capitalize. So good job by Lip to get a good sector 1 and 2, and Friedrich behind him. Biggest mover of the day, that's Heinz Braun up 5 spots, and Kim Bjorklund also up 5 spots. And Karakopolis is falling back to 15th. Actually, Samir is falling back to 15th too. So a couple drivers have lost a little bit, but 2 drivers have really made some gains. Did a complete lap number 1 here at Road America for the iRacing Radical E Cup. Lip's going to lead the way. He's showing them all he can. He's pulled the gap to about 0.8 of a second, and it's starting to shrink a little bit because this is where you get that draft. You don't want to battle too hard and lose time if you lose the slipstream, because you see Yannikis, I think he's throwing a little fakey, and that's what I like to do. Try to throw a little fakey. Maybe the guy will let you by, but usually when I'm racing for it's battling for 15th or 16th. So we'll take a look at a replay from Karakopolis. Yeah, Karakopolis started up in the 7th position. Yep, just gets a little, you call it neck code, but a little contact. Real tight racing here at Road America. And unfortunately for him, spun around. But fortunately, the car isn't too damaged, so he's up in the 14th place. But Friedrich has fallen back to 4th place. And it's Lip, Sanchez, Barry, Friedrich, Gonzaga, the top 5. And Lip has started to pull away. He's up 1.4 seconds from Franco Sanchez. Here's a replay back of the past for Sanchez. Sanchez into 3. Oh, and it overshoots it a little bit as Friedrich. It's so tough going into turn 5. You're starting to lose a little time, especially when you're braking, going down the hill. And back to live action here. Barry maintained the final spot in the podium. Sanchez right in front of him. Larson trying to find a way. Larson in that 5 car. They're trying to find a way. Here he goes. Road America, man. Such a beautiful racetrack. I've heard people that have gone here saying it's just like a state park. Such a beautiful facility. And Yannikis trying to get a good exit, try to get around Gonzaga, but Gonzaga was able to maintain that slipstream. It's still, you could put 2nd place all the way back to, I'd say 6th or 7th in a little larger blanket, but as you see that gap there between Lip and Sanchez, that's 1.6 seconds. And a big send coming in from the 12 of Yannikis, tried to make a move there. Gonzaga. Oh, close was Yannikis, and that's going to have to move out track, and that's going to give Braun another position. Very tight going into that corner. If you get too close, you had to back out and lost the position. Sometimes you got to be, the patience will help you gain a position. And it's still early, lap 3 of 12, 4 of James Berry making a move on Sanchez. Will Sanchez try to undercut him? No, but Sanchez goes a little bit wide, and Friedrich was looking at a move, and Sanchez flashing the lights saying, that was a little aggressive send, but I'm all right with it because we're racing for position, but that allows Christoph Lip to pull away the 2.7 seconds. So if he's looking in his mirror right now, he likes to see those, but he's starting to pull away where that car gets really small in that mirror. So great move by Barry to get up to that 2nd place, and now he's got that clean air to see if he can catch up to Christoph Lip for that 1st spot on the podium. and collect the win here at Road America, but long ways to go. 2 laps completed. We're on 3 of 12. Lip showing the way and Barry showing the way for that second pack, 2.8 seconds back. And here comes Sanchez, maybe trying to make a move, trying to say, hey, you know, you dove it in on me, I'm going to try to dive it in on you, but not able to get that run in the Canada corner. So it's on board with Sanchez. These cars are just flying around this track. 2 minutes around this 4-mile racetrack. And Sanchez trying to get a good exit out of turn 14 to go on this long straightaway. Maintains that good slipstream, but just not enough to make a move on turn 1. But it might happen. Here he comes. Here he goes. Going to go to the inside of him. Sanchez. Barry for the second spot on the podium, and Friedrich trying to push Sanchez around, but he's going to back up. Sanchez going to get that position. Good job by Franco to make that move to take over second. But that's exactly what Christoph Lipp wants to see, is those drivers battling hard. At 3 seconds is the gap, and Yannikis in that number 12 car moving to the right side of Myron. And Bjorklund involved. It's a 3-car battle. Bjorklund going to help give a little draft. Bjorklund going to push Myron. Big move. Now you got to carry that extra speed into the corner. Got to give a little room. They're able to maintain through turn 5. Going to go into 6. He clears them. Myron going to go to the inside, side by side through 6. Wow, what a move by. What a pass by Yannikis. My, oh my, you are talking about some of the best racing on iRacing when it comes to the Radical Esports Cup. Every Friday on Apex Racing TV, we bring you all the action. The drivers are here. They're here to give us all the moments. We're here to collect them. What a move by Yannikis. Just fabulous pass by him. And now he's got to try to set sail and catch up to Heinz Braun, because Christopher has started 8th, and he wants to move up in that position. The biggest mover on the day is Heinz Braun in front of him, up 6. And Kim Bjorklund up 4 into the 10th position. Take a look back at that replay. Yannikis was on that outside, not the preferred line, and then he just found a way to go into turn 6 and just muscles his way around Myron. And what a pass. And Myron flashed the lights, but you know, when you leave that spot open, you got to take it, especially when you're here in the Radical Esports Cup, when all the drivers are so very talented, and you got to make the moves. The only driver into the 159 bracket, that's still Christoph Lipp. But Myron pushing Christopher there. They've already caught up to Myron trying to get around Christopher again, and there's Kim Bjorklund behind him, and Sauli Rantanen in that 4-car breakaway. They broke away from Johannes behind them, but they're still got a little bit of gap. They're trying to catch up to Braun, and just that's a 1.8 second interval between those two drivers. So they got to start working together if they want to catch back up. But back to the battle for second place: Sanchez, Barry, Friedrich, Gonzaga, Larson. Try to find a way around Gonzaga on the inside of 5. Going to work his way to 6. Not quite able there. Good defense by Gonzaga. Larson trying to see if he can make another move. Behind Gonzaga, Friedrich, and Barry. And then Sanchez leading that group of 2. 3.7 seconds is the gap from Lipp. So as long as Christoph just runs his pace, he'll be fine. But Sanchez is trying to hold off this hard-charging drivers behind him. There's Braun, who's collected back up. A couple mistakes from Braun that would allow that pack led by Christopher Yannikis, the Canadian driver, to try to get back up there and make this 5-car battle, make it about a 7 or 8-car battle. So they really need Heinz to work his magic. And Myron goes wide. That's going to allow Yannikis and Bjorklund to move up a couple spots. You got to be so cautious when you go in the Canada corner, because if you overshoot it like he did, you're going to go wide, and sometimes you go in the kitty litter, or if you're lucky like that, you don't get caught around. So able to maintain position in the pack. So it'll fall back a little bit, but that's going to allow the drivers to spread out just a skosh. But those the second group of cars, you take a look at Sanchez, Barry, Friedrich, and Gonzaga, and Larson there, and Braun is starting to looks like it's starting to fall back a little bit, but the pace is kind of slowed for this pack. And I'd like to see if we could see Friedrich try to make a little moves, but still early. We're almost to the halfway point here for the Radical Esports Cup. Here comes the move. Barry going to move to the right side of Sanchez. Not able to get it. Will Barry go to the left side, try to cut underneath him? They're going to have to wait a little bit. Goes through 6. Sanchez, good defense. He's got Barry, Friedrich, and Gonzaga right on his tail. I like to think that they might be able to, if they get around Sanchez, they might be able to catch Lip. That'd be a really tall task, but I got to keep y'all interested in trying to catch the leader. So we'll see if they'll be able to make it move. But Larson put on a really good effort in that 6th position. Heinz behind him, +6 on the day. Bjorklund behind Heinz, +6 on the day for them. Train of 6 cars, train of 4 behind them. Starting to pull away is the drivers from Sauli Rantanen. And I tell you, if they're going to be able to catch back up, they got to just work together and do a little bump draft, try to get back up to the pack. They're not far away. It's not out of the question. But they're really putting on an effort halfway here at Road America for the Radical Esports Cup. Lip showing the way. Sanchez doing the dragon with Barry and Friedrich behind him, running along that wall. Does not want to give up that right side. And here comes Barry and Friedrich on the left side of the racetrack. Barry, Friedrich. Will Barry be able to drive through the corner? Goes through 1. Great job by Sanchez. Good defense. Goes through turn 2, and now we're at turn 3. And might have a rough exit here for Sanchez, but they're able to maintain, and now you could fit all 6 of those cars under a blanket, and there's 4 on the way. Side by side, a little bit of a Sanchez kind of went a little, blocked a little bit, but we're all right. Side by side for 2nd, side by side for looks to be 6th. Sanchez and Barry. Barry had to go a little bit wide. Good defense here from Sanchez. Sanchez is really good through 5 and 6 as he tries to maintain that position. And then Friedrich, Gonzaga, and Barry trying everything they can. A lot of lights flashing. They let us know that they're working. And that's good to know, because otherwise they might have some mechanical issues, which is never good in the sim. Because it happens. But everything is working. You know, and I'm getting Josh to laugh a little bit in this from their production trailer. So I knew I'm doing something successful for him. But man, Braun putting on a heck of an effort, and he got Larson behind him. And I don't know if these drivers are just waiting for the little more aggressiveness for Sanchez and Barry and maybe Friedrich. But heck of an effort to Sanchez, just defending his position. And it's so hard to pass at Road America. Yes, there's those long straights, but once you kind of pull out of the slipstream, you just kind of you lose it, and slows you down a little bit. But we got 6 cars, and here comes the Dragon. You see it at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but today we see it at Road America. Sanchez pulled away quite a bit from Barry and Friedrich, and I tell you, here comes Barry. Barry going to go to the left side, back in through. Not going to be able to make the move. Going to undercut him here. Going to go through turn 2, over the hill. Barry going to go. Oh, they're flashing him again. Says, hello, I want you to talk about me. They might have the broadcast on in the background and want to hear their names. So Heinz Braun just flashing those lights, and look at that whole crew is almost caught back up side by side for 3rd. Friedrich and Barry. Barry in the preferred line. Side by side behind him. Gonzaga, Braun. They're able to come through the corner single file, and here comes. Oh, not going to be able to make a move. Watch for Larson here. Braun in that 7 car had a little bit of an issue, but able to get back going. What's crazy is how side by side they're going, and there's really not a lot of passing. They're trying for it. This is not able to get the position, but lap 8 of 12, we are hustling around this racetrack here at Road America for the Radical Esports Cup, only on Apex Racing TV. Make sure you check that subscribe button. Come back next week, Friday, with another great group of drivers. A lot of them will be the same. It's a lot of the same drivers that come and show up. So big shout out to them for being just loving the series and just being a part of a community. It's a good thing that the Radical Esports Cup has provided. Got a good car, got a good group of tracks, and some really great drivers, and got a great group of people here at Apex Racing TV to help cover them. But Lip showing the way. You really feel bad for a guy who's leading the race, but when you're out in front by 6.5 seconds, can't really show much as he completed lap number 8, and he's still running 2 minutes. So he's on a Sunday cruise. He's got his feet up, got his elevator music going around in the background, and just enjoying the nice clean view. But Sanchez has had Barry on his tail the last couple laps, and he's just not able to pull away a little bit. But that draft is huge. But like I've been saying the last couple laps, Barry not able to make a move to get around him. I would think Friedrich might have a little more pace than them. But when that gap to the lead is 6.5 seconds, I wouldn't be too concerned about trying to make a pass. Here comes Barry. Going to take the outside line into 5. Going to try to undercut him. He undercuts him. Going to go into turn number 6. Barry going to send it in on Sanchez. Not there. What a great job by Sanchez. He has done so well in turn 5 and 6 to maintain the position of 5th. Or maintain position of 2nd against James Barry. So through 5 and 6, I want to be Sanchez Franco. He's just doing a great job at maintaining that position. Braun back in 6, wants to crack in the top 5, and Larson's just kind of been there. But Christopher Yannikis behind him. There's about a second gap between 7th and 8th, and then it's a second gap between 8th and 9th. So we could see Christopher catch back up to this tail end of the field, but he's got to get a good lap here, and if it's not too late. But side by side, here comes Barry, went to the outside. Sanchez able to defend very well. It's like wherever Sanchez wants to go to defend, he maintains it. But Barry doing a swell job, that final step on the podium, and just gripping and a ripping here at Road America. 4 miles, 6.51 kilometers. It is such a long track. And speaking of fast, new fastest lap of the day for Lip, but I hate we can't show it, but side by side for 2nd. Barry has a great run, but still Sanchez the preferred line. Sanchez gonna hold him, and here comes Friedrich. Friedrich to the side by side with Barry. Gonzaga and Braun side by side, and Friedrich needs to get it going. Nope, not going to be able to get a move, but Gonzaga and Braun behind him are side by side for the final spot in the top 5. Larson on the left side of Braun. Oh, Braun tried to squeeze him there, and he's like, I don't think I got room, but still great move by Braun. Gets around, maintains that position, stays ahead of Gonzaga, up 8 spots for Braun. And what an effort by him. Moves up to 5th. Sanchez still showing this pack of cars leading the way, or showing the way. And Lip just putting on a burner. Fastest lap of the day actually goes to Myron in that number 6 car, down to 1:59.62, but he had a lot of slipstream. So super fast time for him, but it's all about this battle. But look we have a little bit of a gap between Sanchez and Barry. 0.6 seconds is the gap between 2nd and 3rd. And that's exactly what Sanchez needed. He needs to start pulling away, because I don't know about y'all, but Barry and Friedrich are going to start trying to make a move, but they might have that little bit of a gap to where they can bump draft each other by them. But man, Larson back there in 7th, we thought he was going to be able to make a move, but we got a lot of cars. I can only count so high on how many are in that pack. So 3rd to 10th are pretty much under a blanket or a large tarp like I would use camping. But lap 11 of 12, and Lip just puts down the fastest lap at 1:59.48. And Sanchez leading the Dragon. 10 place is, Myron, who had the fastest lap before this lap 2 laps ago here at Road America. Mounting on Karikopoulos, who great recovery run from spinning in turn 1. But it's all about the battle for second. It's Sanchez, it's Barry, it's Friedrich and Braun, your top 5, and you can throw the other bunch of cars under a blanket. 2nd to 10th all have an opportunity to get onto that podium, and here comes Barry. Tried to make a move on Sanchez, but realized he didn't have it. He probably goes, turn 5 and 6 has been Sanchez's turn all day. Sanchez, great job through 6, trying to get through 7, and we might see maybe see a move by Barry here. He's got a good run. He's gonna hold up. Wait a minute. This turn ain't right. Goes through 8, going through the carousel. It's got a good little run here right on that tail, but I keep an eye on Friedrich back and forth. Has that a little bit of a gap, but James Barry, the insert name iRacing team, the number 4, got a good run here. We'll see if he's going to be able to make the pass. Sanchez is going to defend. Here comes Barry on the left side, trying to go through Canada corner. Can Barry take the 2nd spot on the podium? Sanchez drives in nice and smooth, but he's going to go wide. Sanchez goes wide, and I kind of had a feeling that was going to come, but Barry takes over 2nd, and then Friedrich 3rd, and the battle for 4th is between Sanchez and Braun. But what a move by Barry. Put on the pressure. White flag here at Road America. Radical Esports Cup. Live here on Apex Racing TV. It's Lip's been showing the way, but Barry and Friedrich just went up a spot. Get on that podium. Sanchez 4th, Braun 5th. The Dragon has started. Drivers are starting to work together. Barry and Friedrich was working good. Sanchez and Braun side by side. Oh, the 9 of Kim Bjorklund's going to go wide and fall back a couple spots behind Myron there. But the battle for 2nd. You got teammates that are going to be helping out. Oh, they're going to try to race each other for the final spot. The 2nd spot on the podium. Here comes Friedrich. Barry, side by side in 5th. They haven't done this for a while. Who's going to make it through turn 5? Barry going to get a good move, strong move. And here comes Sanchez trying to muscle his way through, going through turn 6, his best corner on the track, I think. Sanchez drives it through, moves back up the 3rd. What a power move to get behind, ahead of Friedrich. Sits behind Barry. Is he going to have nightmares going through Canada corner from the last time? We'll find out as we go through the turns 8 and go through this carousel here. And then once we get through the kink, we'll see if he remembers what he did last time or if he forgot about it. Lip just showing the way through the kink. Sunday Cruise, Mozart in the background. Maybe having a drink of water on this straightaway to stay relaxed. Barry, Sanchez, final spot to sit on that 2nd spot on the podium. Sanchez makes a move on the left side. He clears him. What a move by Sanchez. Is he going to be able to maintain it? Goes a little bit wide. Here comes Barry. Barry maintains a position. It's going to be side by side for 3rd. Friedrich, Sanchez. Friedrich's got the preferred line. Barry's going to maintain that 2nd. Friedrich. Great exit by Friedrich, and around goes Sanchez. Collects the 5. Wow, on that final lap. Gonzaga, Larson, and Sanchez, but Christoph Lip wins at Road America. What a battle we've seen there today. Barry and Friedrich. They were sitting 3rd and 4th for most of this race. That got around Sanchez. We'll take a look at the tape. Yeah, and around, just hits that curb, and Sanchez goes around and, man, collects Larson and Myron there. And, man, what a battle. I mean, look at from Bjorklund. They just, got a little wonky there, and that's Radical Esports Racing though. You come here, you got to run hard for where you're gonna get, and it's just good hard racing here on Apex Racing TV. So big shout out to all the competitors that show up every Friday night for the Radical Esports Cup. There we go. Take a look at Sanchez here. just went really wide in that corner, and that allowed Braun to made a little bit of contact. They're just running really hard and just collects Larson. And then I believe that was Myron it was Gonzaga in the 8, I believe. But how about Barry to get that second position and, earned it, made the pass, then got passed again in the same turn in the Canada corner. And then he made it again coming towards the line. So heck of a race for the Radical Esports Cup. We can take a look at the final results from Road America. Getting that win, Christoph Lipp, who put on a clinic. 11 seconds was the gap between him and James Barry. So what an effort by those drivers. Andres Friedrich in third, another spot on that podium. Then Heinz Braun fourth, Christopher Yannikis fifth, Bjorklund sixth, Myron Eine seventh, Jorge Gonzaga, Sully Rantanen, Kettle Larson, Dennis Karakopoulos, Johannes Hesterman, Franco Sanchez, Stefan Murnau, and Samir Kadora, the final driver. 15 cars who went to battle. And, the great thing about the Radical Esports Cup is we got some people that would love to chat with us. We will bring in Christoph Lipp, the winner of the Radical Esports Challenge at Road America. Hey, Christoph, it's Avery here at Apex Racing TV. Congratulations on the win.
Hi, Avery. Thanks.
You had no pressure from behind. You did a great job. How were you so fast?
Yeah, I think I just liked this track, this combo track car. We had league race earlier this year here, and I was also quite fast, so I tried to repeat that. Honestly, I was the first race this week where I was not struggling, so I was lucky that Andreas made a small mistake, I think in the second lap, and then he lost the draft, and then it was good for me because I thought the others behind will start to battle and I can drive away, and that I think that's what happened.
Yeah, once the draft broke and you just pulled away, it was you set sail and played some nice elevator music in the background because unfortunately, we're kind of joking during the broadcast, you didn't get much TV time because when you're out that far, you don't get shown, but that's an okay problem to have. But is there anybody you'd like to thank?
No, not really. I just want to tell the people that we have a great community in the Radical Sim Racing. Please join our Discord, join our league, and it's great guys here to race, great tracks, best cars on the service, I would say. So yeah, everybody feel free to join us.
Yeah, I definitely recommend joining the group. These Radical races on Friday nights, I try to watch every night on Fridays. So great job and good luck next week.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
That's Christoph Lipp, who finished first, and we'll bring up James Barry, who went on a wild couple laps to get that second place. Hey, James, Avery up in the booth. Congrats on that second place finish.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a fun race.
Oh yeah, it was great, and I was flying solo, so I was probably going to start losing my voice soon for how exciting it was. Just kind of take us through that race. It was you and Friedrich, and just sitting behind Sanchez. Just kind of take us through what was in the mindset of for you.
Well, it's a very draft-heavy track and a very draft-heavy car, so I didn't really know what position I wanted to be, and I knew I wanted to be close to Franco, so I didn't want to let my teammate Andreas get past. At the same time, I wasn't really too intent on overtaking Franco or trying to overtake because he was always defending, and I know that if I go past him, he's going to be able to attack me straight away after, so I was just trying to think, how can I get in his head? How can I force him to make a mistake at some point? And that's what happened in the end. He made first mistake, I think, penultimate lap or 3 before the end. And I got through, then I didn't drive very cleanly after that. He got back past, and then it all kicked off on the last lap. And yeah,
Yeah,
fortunately, he made the same mistake twice, and then yeah, that was carnage at the end. I saw.
Yeah, he tried to make a couple passes in 5 and 6, and he seemed to defend pretty well. But yeah, like you were saying, you kept the pressure on him going into Canada corner, and you got by him, and then he got by you the next lap, and then the white flag lap was just some really good racing. I mean, when it comes to a track like Road America, yeah, it's draft heavy, but it's really hard to pass. So big effort to all the drivers in tonight's race, because it was probably one of the most exciting races I've called in a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty stressful as a driver when you have such a strong draft and you have so many quick guys around you. So I don't envy anyone else, and for myself, I was just trying to look after myself, and it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun when it goes well, but I feel sorry for the guys who got caught up at the end. I know my teammate George did, so yeah, it's
right.
a shame.
Yeah, sim racing, when it can be your greatest friend or your worst enemy. It just depends on how the race goes, and you just hope it's more friendly than the enemy. But congratulations on that second spot on the podium. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
I'll shout out Christoph for the dominant performance once again. He's super fast, so hats off to him.
Oh yeah, he put on a clinic. You should see my notes for the race. It said, okay, I need to do this corner better and this corner, and by the time I'm done with the notes, it's all 14 corners. So, but congrats on that second place, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Oh, cheers! Thank you, guys. See you.
What a race we had here at Road America for the Radical Esports Cup, live on Apex Racing TV. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Take a look at us on social media for all Apex Racing TV, from Formula Cars, the GT3s, the prototypes, to the Radical. You can find it here on Apex Racing TV. For Josh Wilkie and all the hard-working individuals here at Apex Racing TV, we'll see you next week, and hopefully next week at Phillip Island.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www